Hello everybody, this is Mateo, and did I win this time? Let's find out. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure I don't think... Have I even gotten a Sunstone yet? Well, I don't know about that, actually. Okay, well, Weedle placing 3rd, that's kind of meh. Butterfree, okay, did I get 4th again? Did I? No, I didn't, I got 1st, yay, Beedrill, go! Okay, fantastic, so that is finally a Sunstone for me. 1 of 2, or maybe even 2 of 2, although I'm incredibly sure it's just 1 of 2. So with that, we can evolve 1 of 2 Pokemon, either Sunkern or Gloom. I almost said Oddish, but Gloom. Yeah, those are the 2 that evolve with a Sunstone in this game, so you really don't need a lot of them, but still, it's just really annoying to get a Sunstone in this game because you have to do that whole competition, and it's all luck-based, almost. Okay, so we can just go ahead and deposit that there, Beedrill. Really don't need it because we already got one, and I'm not going to use one. So since I have yet to evolve my Oddishism, guess, well, if I could find it. Okay, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to evolve one of these Oddishes and then use the Sunstone on it. Because I can't find Sunkern right now, it's probably in a different box, and we're just going to release Beedrill. You were good at winning the thing, we're just going to throw you back into the park now, thanks. Also, hello there. Mr. Suicune, or Mrs. Suicune. I guess it's genderless. And oh, hey, look, Entei, this is a great matchup here. And surprisingly, Oddish is faster than it, while, who was it that fought? I think Golbat was slower than Raikou. Although I guess Raikou is really, really quick. But still, you'd think that Entei would be pretty quick as well, at least faster than a level 11 Oddish. But I don't know what was up there. But at level 21, I want to say, I wasn't really paying attention, but the video spoke for it, I hope. We get a Gloom, which if you give it a Leaf Stone will evolve into Vileplume, which is pretty good. Or if you give it a Sunstone, it'll evolve into Blossom, which isn't as good, I think. I'm not really sure. Then again, none of them are really too great in the competitive world, as far as I know. But, you know, they're interesting Pokemon. I like their designs. And thus, excuse me, we have ourselves the Blossom. So that's just cool. Okay, yep, there we go, Blossom. Okay, and then we will never use it again. It loses its poison typing, which is kind of interesting. It becomes just a pure grass type at that point. It's one of the very few Pokemon that actually loses a type when they evolve. I mean, some Pokemon gain a new type or one of their types change, but there are very few that actually lose a type. So it's just kind of an interesting thing to note. Okay, well, we caught a Goldeen, which you can get in very many areas by surfing. I got mine by Mount Mortar in the area outside just by surfing. And here we are getting the second Sunstone, finally! So that was the first Sunstone I won earlier. Excuse me, yet again, I won with a Beedrill, which is kind of interesting, so I guess try using a Beedrill, maybe, I don't know. Okay, well, let's just go to the box, find the Sunkern for real this time, and evolve that. So, yeah. A lot of supplementary stuff recently where I'm just catching Pokemon or whatever. Kind of apologizing for that. Just because there are some times where I just feel like catching Pokemon rather than continuing with the story. Just because I get to speed up battles and it's just really quick and I'm making all this progress. But in battles, I have to play at normal speed and I can't speed them up. It's just kind of annoying at times. So that's usually when I go and do Pokemon catching type stuff. That or if I feel, hey, there's a lot of stuff that I gotta do, might as well do some of it and then I just go for 2 hours or something catching various Pokemon at a time. So yeah, we're gonna have quite a bit of catching Pokemon stuff, especially since we're getting near the end of the game. I'm trying to catch as much stuff as I can now. That way I can kind of space it out a little bit better. Although right now it really isn't that space. I probably could have gone with evolving more Pokemon before this series of videos, like the past 4 videos or something. So, yeah, well, whatever. And thus we get a Sunflora, which is an alright Pokemon. Its stats are still kind of really bad, but it's I guess. I don't know. Sentret. Now here's a Pokemon that we could have caught for a very long time, but I didn't. You can find it in the very first route of the game, and I'm pretty sure it can be daytime. Not just morning. It's not a morning-only Pokemon, I think. So yeah, I could have had this thing for a long time, but I just never picked it up till now. It completely escaped my mind. Look, we're right back at home. See? New Barktown. Interesting thing about New Barktown is that it was actually supposed to be called Silent Hill. That's what its original name was in beta before Silent Hill was released, the first one for the PlayStation. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? Why was I here? Maybe I thought that I hadn't gotten strength yet, and so I was trying to get it but didn't. I don't really know. Or am I looking for something? Ah, yes. Now I remember. There's a guy around here, and in fact it's this guy right here. He will give you the Good Rod, which can be used to fish for a couple of Pokemon, not very many, and most of them are kind of meh. But we have one of the three... Excuse me. We have one of the 3 fishing rods nonetheless. We can't get the best one until post-game, which kind of sucks. And the old rod can only be used to catch a Magikarp, and I have no idea where that one is. So we're just gonna skip out on all that, pretty much. Okay, what am I doing here? Selling some stuff. We could sell TMs. I remember when I was younger, I used to sell TMs for extra money. Not so good of an idea anymore. But anyways, with that there Good Rod, in just about any body of water you can find a Magikarp, which evolves at level 20 into the awesome Gyarados. So that's a thing. If you use the old rod, you'll get one at like level 5-ish. But if you use the Good Rod, you'll get one around 15 to 20-ish, so it'll be a lot quicker to evolve. So, yep, just going to go... Wow! Wow! The Magikarp broke free. Of all Pokemon to break free, and now have me use a Great Ball on. I was not expecting it to be Magikarp. Okay, I was going to say, if it broke free from the Great Ball, that would have been just ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, even its Pokedex. This weak and pathetic Pokemon, whatever. Okay, also we can find a shelter. I'm pretty sure that these are all at the body of water to the right of your starting town of New Barktown. Maybe, most likely. I want to say that it is, just because a lot of Pokemon can be found in that body of water for whatever reason, especially when fishing, so let's just throw a Great Ball. Unfortunately, this thing needs a Water Stone, such a thing that I do not have, so we're basically just going to wait until whenever Fisher totally feels like talking to me to evolve it. So, yeah, it's kind of annoying how they just worked stones in this game. It's definitely a step down from being able to buy them in the stores. So yeah, that kind of sucks. At least it's kind of better than in future games where you only get so many, like 3 Fire Stones in the game or whatever. Because at least this way you have infinite stones without it being too random. There are ways to get around the randomness. Whereas in Gen 5, at least they have the dust clouds, but it's incredibly unlikely for you to get an evolutionary stone from it, especially the one you want. Anyways, here we have Chinchou, a water electric type, a very interesting typing, and the next team member. Just gonna throw that one out there. Yep, Lantern is the 4th team member, and it actually works out really well because half my team is weak to fire, and half my team is half my team is weak to flying. So, yeah, fire and flying. Now, Lantern is a water type, which is super effective against fire, and it's electric type, which is super effective against flying. So he can basically cover all of the weaknesses that my team currently has. So it just turns out to be really good in that respect. Okay, here we have Centred evolving into Furret. It evolves at a really low level, like 18 or something like that, I want to say. And also Gyarados became Gyarados. So yeah, that's that, and I think we're finally done with that. Halfway through the video, we are done with supplementary stuff, and we are going on to the Lake of Rage. But first, of course, we have trainer battles, so maybe we will exhibit the brand new team member in the form of Lantern, or Chinchou for now. But he will evolve soon, and she evolves at like level 27, I want to say. And what a great first matchup for her. Just water gun the crap out of that. Of course, it's a really low level, so Chinchou can take it. One of the very few times I'm actually glad for the lower level Pokemon. Sandslash might actually be able to live a hit. Yeah, but, well, it's gonna waste its turn, and Chinchou can take it down. So, Chinchou already proving to be quite the good party member. And I really like Chinchou's typing. I mean, I'm incredibly sure it's still unique to only Chinchou and Lantern. Although I feel like they could really easily make a jellyfish-like Pokemon that's water and electric type. And just make it look different than Tentacruel and Jellicent, or whatever. But still, they could really easily make a water-electric jellyfish Pokemon, but still. It's just really cool looking, it has pretty good stats, and its typing is very good offensively. Not so much defensively, but as long as you play it right, it can turn out to be pretty good. Okay, you actually don't want to go into that building that I just passed there, because 2 Team Rocket members will actually run by you and steal like $1,000 or something. I have no idea what happens if you don't have enough money to pay them the 1,000. I want to say that they just take all that you have, but they might battle you, although I really doubt that one. But I think they'll either take the money that you have or just not let you pass and have you walk around that place. But just don't go and try to walk through that building. It's completely unnecessary. Okay, so great, this thing's minimized, it's got me asleep, and now it's clapping at me. That's just great. Oh, sure, raise your evasion some more. Pretty sure minimize raises it sharply, too. Oh no, it went up, not sharply. Stop clapping at me! I know that it's still sleeping, and it's that ironic kind of clapping, but still. Great, now it's slapping me. There we go. Wow, Chinchou, that just really bugged you, I guess. And of course, it still has some health left, and of course, I miss. Chinchou, please don't faint. I really want you to get this experience, especially with how much it taunted you throughout this entire match. There you go, totally worth it. Okay. That was almost really bad. Okay. Yeah, here we have a new Pokemon in this area, just by the way, randomly. Farfetch'd, he's an alright, normal flying type. I really hope he gets an evolved form that looks like a samurai bird or something like that, and he uses his leek like a sword. That's the stick in his mouth, I'm pretty sure it's called a leek. And he just uses that like a sword, and he'd be really, really cool. Just give him a really high attack stat and pretty good stats overall. Excuse me, but I don't know, it just seems like the Pokemon Company, Game Freak, they always have those derpy Pokemon that will never get an evolution, and they're just kind of weird. Like Farfetch'd, he's not really derpy, but he's still that weird Pokemon that they just always hate, as kind of like a joke in a way. Delibird, kind of. Funny thing about Delibird, it has an ability that stops it from going to sleep, and in the Dream World, where they give it a new ability, it has the other ability in the game that prevents sleep. So really, it did nothing for it. I'm trying to think of what that derpy Pokemon in 3rd generation could be. Spinda, that's one. That's a very good possibility. 4th gen... See, I really can't as well pull out the 4th gen Pokemon. But basically, it's just those Pokemon that'll probably never get an evolution, and they're just bad for the sake of being bad. Kind of like Farfetch'd. Unfortunately. A samurai bird would be so cool, though. When I was younger, I used to make up a thing where Farfetch'd was one of a family, and his apostrophe D was like which one he was, and there was also like a Farfetch... my voice. And there was also like a Farfetch A, a Farfetch A, Farfetch B, Farfetch C, and it just went on and on and on. God, just the little things you remember about when you were younger and playing these games. It's just really interesting, the kinds of things that people will make up about Pokemon. Like some question mark guy, I know that guy. He's a jerk. But still, like I was saying, it's just really interesting to hear the kinds of things that people made up, like their own Pokemon or story or whatever. I still have to make that vlog video where I talk about my Pokemon game that I made on paper, sort of. Yeah, I honestly think that would be an alright video I would probably think it's much cooler than it actually is. But still, like, it'd be a neat thing, I think. What, you're not gonna battle me? Okay, there you go. Man, you are really... You have horrible vision, sir. Okay, so... Oh, well, you are covering up one of your eyes, so I guess I can see why you have bad vision. Level 19 Slowbro, you mega hacker. Wow. I'm pretty sure Chinchou does not have an electric type attack yet. So yeah, we're gonna have Meganium get in on this, who's almost... Well, it's actually only level 36. It's been a while since we've seen you, Meganium. Which, kind of unfortunate, but from here on out, Meganium doesn't see as much use. Kind of, just because the other ones seem like better choices. Well, excuse me. So here we have the Lake of Rage. It's a bad omen. Okay, let's just... I think I saw a Pokemon out there. So let's just go ahead and surf and see what it is. Oh, it's a Gyarados, and it's all red. Well, I'm sure that's the graphical limitations, because, I mean, I have a red Lapras here, and I'm not even riding on a Lapras. See, look, it's just a... What? Well then, this is most interesting. A red, shiny Gyarados. Well, Chinchou really can't do much of anything to it because it does not have an electric type attack, although that would be 4 times effective. So we're just gonna switch out here. Still, this is a... The red Gyarados is a Pokemon that you will find no matter what. You actually need to fight it for the story. You can either feint it or catch it, whichever you want. A lot of people caught it because they were like, oh my god, Pokemon with different colors. And yeah, so there is actually a story that goes along with it, and we're gonna get into that shortly. But I think a part of me wants to say that the whole point of the shiny Gyarados here was to throw out the fact, like, hey, Pokemon of different colors exist. Like, you can possibly get any Pokemon with a different color palette, like I found that Abra. And so people would know of these shiny Pokemon, because they weren't introduced in the first gen, it was in this game that they were introduced. So, yeah, just kind of a thing. I decided to feint it just for the experience, because I already have a Gyarados, and this is on an emulator, because it's the only way that I could record this. Hello there, Magikarp. Oh my god, it's a shiny? No, it's not. But yeah, so I think they put in the shiny Gyarados to show, hey, there are shiny Pokemon, they are a thing. And thus, people start searching for them forever. Also, Black Cape Man. Hello there, guy. Oh, it's Lance. I think I've heard of a Lance before, but I really can't place my finger on it. Sure, I can help you investigate. Okay. So, mysterious radio broadcast? Well, we'll figure out what that's about. Oh my god, he just flew. Didn't even use a Pokemon or anything, he just flew. Oh yeah, real quickly, take the red scale to Mr. Pokemon's house. This is actually something that I did not know the last time I LP'd this game. But now I do. You can get the experience share, which is extremely helpful for evolving Pokemon. And with that, I will see you all next time where we figure out the mystery of the shiny Gyarados. See you all then, goodbye.